Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be drawing Seadra from Pokemon First Generation. Seadra's the 117th Pokemon. I'm almost there, y'all. Y'all have no idea how long I've been, well, I guess I kind of do. 117 days. Every day I've been drawing a Pokemon for the last 117 days. Some of them I post on YouTube. All of them I post on Instagram. But yeah, it's been an experience, man. I only got 30. I can't do math. 34 more days. Yeah, so a little over a month left. But gonna be using Procreate as I always do. Procreate, great program. Not a sponsor of the channel at all, but really like their application on the iPad. Works really well. Hopefully their updates come out soon. But and also I'm gonna be coloring with digital color pencils, which is, I said this in my previous video, but I think it's my favorite when it comes to coloring, just because it gives me that precision that I like and that color that I like, and it's very it's very easy to use for me, and I think that's the best thing. I also want to learn how to actually digital paint more. That's one thing that, I'm not good at it yet. That's probably why I don't do it as much. But yeah, I do definitely want to get more into digital painting. So do, just heads up here, always do what you're not good at, especially if you want to get good at it. Like, that's one of the best, I think, cheats in life is not doing what you're not good at. Like, if you enjoy it and you want to learn it, do it. Like if you want to learn photography, do that shit. If you want to learn drawing, like I'm learning drawing, just do it. I'm not the best at it, but I love doing it, and I like posting it. So just do the shit. Yeah, I think Nike should add that to their mantra. Instead of just do it, just do the shit. Make it four words. May not be for the kids, but for the adults, they'll understand. Yeah, but Seadra, a little bit about it. So it looks like, let's see. So the male raises the young. If it is approached while caring for a young, it will use its toxic spines to fend off the intruder. Height is 3 feet 11 inches. Weight is 55.1 pounds. Could be a male or female. Category is dragon, and it's the evolution of Horsea. The weaknesses for the Pokemon are grass and electric. So just keep your plugs and earphones and electronic devices away from it. Otherwise, you'll electrocute that shit, and it'll die. We don't want that to happen. We want all Pokemon to live, right? Right. Yeah. But anyways, I wanted to talk about, in this particular one episode, video, whatever you want to call it, doing this drawing, doing my therapy session here, I want to talk about something that happened on Threads recently. So recently, I put or I commented on something that happened on, and if you don't know what Threads is just a Twitter equivalent of on Instagram, pretty much. So Threads is just text-based stuff, just like tweets from said it's Meta. Say what you want about Meta, they make some great social platforms, but yeah, for me, a while back I decided to focus only on Instagram and Threads. I don't want to do all this other stuff like Twitter and Blue Sky, if you know what Blue Sky is. And I was gonna do a Substack, which is like a newsletter type of thing, but I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. Maybe in the future, but not right now. And then my YouTube, of course. Some people call it social media for YouTube, some people don't. So it's up to you. But yeah. So Anyways, I commented on something that occurred, so I'll kind of read to you what was posted. Maybe I'll put a screenshot real quick of it up, but it reads. The post reads on Threads. Tory Lanez revealed in a recent song he released from prison that Chris Brown was the only celebrity who helped pay for his lawyer fees when his bank account was frozen. Only real N-word that helped me was Chris Brown. That really my brother, bruh. Why'd I say it like that? Only real N-word that helped me was Chris Brown. That really my brother, bruh. My brother, bruh. Yeah, anyway. So I commented on this post and I said, that is great that he did that. However, if you're a real friend, you have to tell your friend when they messed up, and Tory Lanez messed up real bad. Hopefully they had that conversation man to man about how to take accountability for your actions and how to move forward and try to do better. I'm all about giving grace because we all make mistakes. If you keep saying you didn't do something when it's been proven that you did, that's when I start to have an issue. And that's what I left. And then people kind of went crazy. I had like 12 different comments saying, let's see, some people said he did not shoot anyone. He sold music without the money people. I don't know what that means. Common sense ain't common, I see. 3 question marks. Somebody didn't do their research. Tory is innocent. Do you really, truly believe that he, of all in that group, didn't know how to handle a gun? Use your common sense. And took accountability for effing 2 friends and flirting with the white girl in front of them. That's what caused Kelsey to shoot Megan. Actually, Tory didn't mess up at all. They used the F word, but I'm saying messed up because I don't really want to cuss all that much. Like it is what it is. Anyways, Megan's best friend is the one who shot her. She decided to blame him, had him blocked in prison. I think they meant locked in prison, but they put blocked because she didn't want her best friend to get in trouble and go to jail at the end of the day. She's the only messed up person in the situation because all she had to do is tell the truth. And that man got stabbed in prison for no reason, for something he never actually did. To learn the whole story before you speak on stuff you don't know anything about. Do your research. Next comment. Are you dumb? They figured out Megan was lying. Be quiet. Next comment. If you were pay attention to the evidence provided, they wouldn't have wasted your time writing the unwanted epistle. I don't know what they meant by epistle. Is that a word? Epistle? Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I am dumb. Who knows? And then there's this other comment that is hidden at the moment, but it says, you talking about the charges that are getting dropped because a female dog, not going to say that word, named Meg lied on who shot her. Get your facts because clearly you haven't been updated. Your issue is you follow the crowd and never the information. Well, it's interesting. Yeah, so all the comments have been that. I got 23 likes, 12 comments about that, and then I got 2, I guess, reposts is what it was called. Yeah, it's called reposts on Threads instead of retweets, reposts. But yeah, so it's interesting. And the reason why I bring this up is because I want to talk about kind of our biases towards anything in life, because we all have biases. Anybody who said that they're not biased is a liar. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do in your life. We all have a bias towards whatever opinions or thoughts or feelings that we may have. We all have biases. And that's okay. It's okay as long as we acknowledge that we have biases and that we're cognizant of those biases. But it's unfortunate, is what I will say, is because I was actually in the camp that I thought for a little while that Tory Lanez was innocent, and And I was like, oh, Meg lied, and Meg Thee Stallion lied on her friend. And if you don't know the whole situation, I'm not gonna get all into it. I'm just gonna kind of expand on the story kind of as it is right now. So if you ever want to look into it, go ahead and look into it. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. But I'm gonna use this as an example of bias and how we should check our own biases and be aware of our own biases, but also be able to accept information about stuff that we have a bias about. So, and I could use a lot of different examples about, biases that we have. But I'm using this one because this is my most recent example, because this just happened like a day or two ago. All this started happening. Yeah, 2 days ago I posted that comment. But it's something I want to talk about because, like I said, it's just recency bias. So yeah. So Anthony Fantano, if you don't know, he's a YouTuber. I forget what he calls himself. Something basic busiest music nerd. I forget. I don't know if he calls himself YouTube's busiest music nerd or the internet's busiest music nerd. Anyways, he's a he has a commentary channel. He rates albums, all that stuff. But he recently did a video about Tory Lanez and about how the whole narrative started coming out. He did it a couple weeks ago. How the narrative started coming out that there's new evidence that shows that Meg Thee Stallion was a liar, and that Tory Lanez never should have been in prison, and that really it was her friend Kelsey that shot her during that time. But he talks about in the video, it's about a 10-minute video, I believe. Is it a 10-minute video? Let me check real quick. Yeah, it's 9 minutes 37 seconds, so about 10 minutes. But it's a video where he talks about where the narrative came from, why it came out in the first place, why the narrative came out in the first place. And then he goes on to talk about how the narrative is not going to, it's not going to change the fact that Tory Lanez did what he did and that he's going to stay in prison. So, yeah. So, it's just, like I said, an example of bias. And the reason why I wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit is because I wanted to comment on a lot of those comments that I got and tell them that, oh, y'all are wrong, and this is the video I watched that told me different, and I did my own research also, and blah 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 blah. But then I started to realize that why would I argue with people online that have already made up their mind about whatever a situation is? And it really, I don't know why it was even affecting my day, but it was, because I really wanted to clap back and be like, oh no, y'all are wrong and blah blah blah, and this is the reason why you're wrong, and this is evidence, and all this stuff that really I didn't need to do. I just gave my opinion about something, and that was it. I don't think it was like the worst opinion in the world, but the way that people comment on it, people make it seem like it's like the most craziest opinion. And it's like if it does, for example, come out that oh, Meg Thee Stallion lied about all of this, and that she got Tory Lanez locked up for no reason, and it really was her friend that did the shooting, or somebody else completely did the shooting or whatever, I have no problem with apologizing and be like, you know what, y'all were right. Meg Thee Stallion, she did all this stuff and blah 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 blah. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Like some people say. But that's not what is being shown right now. What's being shown right now is that there was a congresswoman that send out a tweet about quote unquote new evidence. The evidence came out, wasn't really that pertinent. It wasn't like case changing or anything. Which is why, if you notice, Tory Lanez is still in jail. And that's why they haven't had a retrial. That's why none of that is happening, It's just a narrative that some congresswoman chose to use in order to try to get some kind of political gain from it. Or maybe she was getting some personal gain from it. Who knows what she was getting from it. But yeah, so I highly encourage watching Anthony Fantano's video on it. He explains it in a lot more concise and better way than I ever could. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to get on here and just talk a little bit about that bias that people have towards that specific case, and just the biases that we have in general, because it's okay, like I said, to have biases. We all have them. It's perfectly fine. What's not fine though is being blinded by these biases and not challenging our own beliefs for anything. I don't think that's okay. For anything, I think we should always challenge our beliefs, even if we think we're doing the right thing. I think we should challenge our own beliefs. Sorry about that, my phone went off. Good old auto pay went through. But yeah, just challenge your beliefs. That's kind of my main takeaway here. Challenge your own biases. If you think you know something, you probably don't know all that much, at least in my experience. Like, I thought I knew everything there was to know about the world at 20 something years old, and here I am, 31, and the more I know, the less I know. For those of y'all who understand that quote, I forget who said it, but the more you know, the less you know. I think that's how the saying goes. Yeah, maybe it's from Nietzsche, from like a philosophy from like the Roman Empire or something. I don't know. Nietzsche probably wasn't even part of the Roman Empire. I'm probably misquoting Marcus Aurelius, maybe from the Stoic movement. Yeah, who knows? What I do know is that we don't know everything as people. We think we know, but we don't know. That's one of the most liberating things and funniest things I think that us as humans can comprehend. And if we don't comprehend it, unfortunately, what's going to happen is that we're always going to think we're right. It's going to be hard for us to navigate through life and to have empathy or to show any emotions for anybody. At least that's what I think. Because I know when I thought that I was always right, I thought whenever I would talk to anybody, I would think that I was like above them, and I would listen, but I wouldn't really hear them, or the opposite. I would hear them, but I wasn't really listening. And I would just hear noise coming from their mouths, and then I would already have my opinion in my head about what I wanted to say or what I thought, and then I would just ignore what they said, and I would say what I wanted to say. And that's the bias coming in, because I had a bias towards myself that, oh no, I know what's right. I know whoop-de-whoop. I know everything. And everybody should know everything too. Yeah, so in conclusion for this video, I know it's kind of a weird video, and right now I got kind of low energy at the moment, but yeah, just be cognizant of your biases. Be aware of your biases. Be able to challenge your biases. And it's okay to change your mind about stuff. It's perfectly fine. I change my mind about stuff probably daily. I'm not like constantly changing my ideals and my Like one of my ideals, for example, is like having empathy and compassion for others. Like I'm not going to change that overnight. Maybe one day I might, where I'll be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have empathy and compassion for others. I kind of doubt that's going to happen, but it could happen one day. Well, yeah, so I'll leave y'all with that. I'll let the drawing finish up and then I'll get on with my day because I got stuff to do today. So I'll talk to y'all on the next one.